Obviously, this is a big fight week for you. Everyone's talking about this final return to the top. How are you feeling ahead of Saturday night?
Feeling great, man. Ready to go.
What would you attribute your resurgence to? What would you attribute the fact that you've been able to stay in the sport this long, to be able to get back to the top after not having a title shot for so long?
Passion for the sport. Lately, more discipline about it, more like focus on what I have to do to become a champion. Of course, didn't work before, so I was doing something wrong. When I fought Gustafsson, when I fought Anthony Johnson, was knocking in the door, like a fight elimination for the belt, and I couldn't get that title shot again. And I say, man, I'm losing time over here. What I have to do, and looking for knowledge, PI and my coaches and my discipline, putting myself like, how much do I want this,
Would you say that's the biggest difference between the Glover now and the Glover you fought for the title before, is discipline?
Yes, 100% discipline.
Yeah.
Back then I was just like a wild fighter, man, just go in and fight, train like a maniac, train like a dog, but always,
Fans always like it when a slightly older fighter gets to fight for the title. As a guy who's in fights and combat sports, do you look at names like George Foreman, who came out of retirement and won the world title later on in their career? Do you look at them as inspiration?
like you say, fans like that stuff, and I'm a fan of the sport as well, and I love when people overcome situation like break the rules, doing something that not many people have done it. If I win this title right now, who did that before? Only one guy in UFC, Randy Couture, and it's a hard thing to do, and I'm glad that I'm here, and I am gonna get it Saturday night.
Moving to Saturday night, how do you actually see the fight with Jan playing out? Where are your strengths compared to his? How does the fight go?
I think it's going to be a great fight, man. It's going to be a great fight because the style matchup is amazing. Jan, he likes to come in and finish fights, and he goes after. And you know me, the record speaks for itself. I'm a fighter, and it's going to be a great fight.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaking on that, you have I believe the most stoppage wins in light heavyweight history for the UFC. Jan actually has more submission wins than knockouts in his career, but everyone lately talks about his Polish power. So as a high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner yourself, is his jiu-jitsu underrated in the eyes of MMA fans, do you think?
Not in my eyes, I trained my ass off for Jan's jiu-jitsu. I know how strong he is. But I'm not concerned about it. I have the most submissions in UFC. My jiu-jitsu is MMA jiu-jitsu, as I always say. But yeah, he's well-rounded fighter. That's why he's a champion now. And but I'm not concerned about it. But I know I respect it.
And looking at his last fight against Israel Adesanya, you were there, octagon side. A lot of people were talking about what Israel couldn't do and what he didn't do. But when you're sitting there watching Jan beat Izzy, what are you seeing that Jan Blachowicz is doing that no one else could do against Israel inside the octagon?
Yeah, first of all, you gotta respect his power, and that's what Adesanya did. Can't go in just like that. You feel the guy in the first round, and you see how hard he's hitting. And Adesanya, this guy didn't want to take that chance, man. He didn't want to take that chance to get knocked out like he did in the other guys in the middleweight division. This is different, and I was yelling at him to take him down. I say, the ground is the way, bro. Take him down, because I was ruining for him for that fight.
And then we've spoken to a few light heavyweights, like retired and current, like Anthony Smith and Forrest Griffin and everything, and they say this fight is tough for them to watch because they like both of you as people. A lot of fighters like the two of you. They don't know who to root for. So what do you say to them that, like you're fighting someone that you respect, but all of these fighters, they don't want to see you guys fight because they like you so much, and they don't want to see one of you lose.
Yeah, I've been in that situation before. I like both guys, and the best is gonna win, man. We're here doing our job. We love what we do. We get paid to do what we do, and they know that. It don't matter. I hope, like my mom say all the time, I'm praying so no one gets hurt. And hopefully no one gets hurt bad. Talk about injury bad, but somebody's gonna get hurt, and it's gonna be Jan.
And then I think earlier this week, your story of how you got to America came out, and I don't think a lot of people, they knew it was hard for you to get into the United States, but they didn't quite know the journey that it took. So when your story came out, were a lot of fans reaching out to you and fighters being like, wow, this is such an insane story, we had no idea?
Yeah, lately, a lot of people say, gotta make that movie,
Sure do.
get that belt, make that movie. But yeah, come to United States, yeah, it was like at that time where I'm from was like something that when you're a kid, I remember being like 9, 10 years old and thinking like, oh, I can't wait to try to get old so I can go to United States, and everybody was going that way. I'm not proud of it, the way I did it, crossing the border like that, but that's what happens, and I paid the price for. I wait 5 years after Dan White shake my hand and say, get your stuff figured out, and you get you in UFC, and if I had to pay that price. 5 years later, I was there.
And then one last thing, I think when you were in San Diego for so long, and then eventually you got to Connecticut, correct, after San Diego?
Yeah, because we crossed to San Diego, but it was like a few days there, a couple weeks maybe.
Why did you choose Connecticut?
It's
Danbury, Connecticut, right?
Danbury, Connecticut.
Why did you choose Danbury, Connecticut?
Yes, I have some friends there already, some people from my hometown, they go to Connecticut. Connecticut is a big part, Greenwich, Connecticut, all those big millionaires have their houses there, so it's big in jobs, landscaping and construction, and it's a big Brazilian community there. And he called me and said, hey, that's where I'm going. I wanted to work landscaping. That's what I used to do back home pretty much. So I went to Connecticut and I met my wife there, and I didn't want to get out, That's it. It became my second home.
Glover, just wanted to ask you, everyone appreciates that you're getting better and better, it seems, especially at this stage of your career. I know you mentioned discipline there, but in terms of skills, how have you become better, and in what way have you become better, do you feel?
I think my boxing has just got better, man. Training with a bit more caution about it. Training smarter is a big key. Drilling a lot. And like I say before, I was rely too much in my power, my strength, and thinking like didn't have to drill too much anymore. I was not the kind of guy that drill too much anymore, and realized that it's never too late to learn new things. You can always learn new things, because I remember a couple old fighters that I trained with that they didn't even warm up. They just come in, get ready for fight. Talk about old fight. I don't want to say the names of it because I don't want to put. But it's like have the last couple fights. Say, I have a fight coming up. So they just come in, put the gloves on, and start spar, and go home. And I back then I was like, hey man, that's what I'm gonna do, just gonna go in, spar, and go home. But it didn't work out, right? It didn't get me a title shot, didn't get me a championship. So I have to humble myself and start learning new things and start approving and get better what I know best. And for that, my boxing got better, my jiu-jitsu got better, because, you know, they're drilling and they're pushing.
And you mentioned there as well, a big difference between last title shot, this one, is how much you want it. Can you just put into words how much you do want this to go home with this belt, please?
I want this, you know. You see Saturday night how much I want this. You know, I'm not leaving the octagon. You know, I always say like you leaving your shield or you don't come at all home. You know, and I'll come home with that belt.
And just very lastly, just to touch on being here in Abu Dhabi, you've got a lot of support here, don't you? I think you've friends and stuff in Abu Dhabi. So how nice is it going to be performing in front of them on Saturday night?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of support all around the world, man. You know, I guess people was like they met me and they know me, and it's like Maldonado say something. Fabio Maldonado say something nice nowadays. Like he say, if you really know these guys, it's hard to not root for him, you know. And it's a big compliment, man. You know, people been like very supportive over here, and I have a few friends over here from Brazil. They come, you know, to teach jiu-jitsu, and I think it's gonna be a good crowd in there.
Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Glover. I wanted to ask you, when you look at your story and you're rising again, like from the ashes, like a phoenix, and if you compare it to Jan Blachowicz, what similarities do you see, and maybe what the differences between you and Jan, not as a fighters, but as your stories and as you as a people?
Yeah, we keep saying that. I think he said it before, I say it before, like very similar, you know. He lost a couple of fights. People give up at him, kind of like, and I've been in a situation too. I've been in his shoes before, you know. Like people look us like, this guy never be a champion, you know. This guy never be, you know, he'll never get there anymore. And after I lost a couple fights, I remember like I have like 3 fights winning streak. You know, I beat Rashad Evans and I fought Anthony Johnson. That was supposed to be a title elimination. It was a title elimination. Anthony Johnson fought for the title later. I remember just losing that fight, and people just like brush me out. You know, yeah, this guy's he'll never be a champion anymore. You know, he's a nice guy, but he'll never be a champion. And we proved them wrong. We both did, and we're still doing it.
Okay. So, as you said, there are people that said that you will never be a champion, and the same in the case of Jan. So, did you think that Jan will be a champion like a few years ago when you saw him first time, or after a few fights in the UFC?
Yeah. It's hard to say, you know. Not really. I always thought he was a tough guy. I met Jan the first time when I fought over Simple. We shared the same locker room, so we were working out together. You know, not together, but like same locker room the whole week, and we talk a lot. And super nice guy. And after that, I met him a few more times. Not really, but I knew he was gonna. I told my friends he was gonna win that fight with the title when he was here. I told my friend, I say, hey, Jan is gonna beat Reyes, because everybody talk about Reyes. You know, Reyes walking around like he's the champion already, and Jan just come humble and relaxing. And I say to my friend, he's gonna be a champion. You know, I remember saying that.
Okay, so last two from me. I don't know. Do you hear me? Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Yeah. So this win streak that you have has been superb to you, and as we know, people are rooting for you as well for Jan, but they really want to be happy to see you being happy and getting that title. So would you say that this journey so far to get the title shot was so enjoyable and that you are just happy right now, or it all comes down to this Saturday? And if you don't win, it won't mean nothing, what you have accomplished in a few previous fights?
Man, it's been a lot of sweat, blood, and tears to get here. Um, no, it don't matter, man. I wanted to be a champion. I'm going to be a champion. That's the mindset that I have now. I feel like I'm already champion. People treat me like a champion. I've been treated like a champion over here, and it's amazing. I feel pretty confident about it. But no, that doesn't take away what I've done, man. That doesn't take away what I've done. I'm going over there. I'm gonna do my best, and whatever happens. I still gonna live my life. I'm having an amazing life. It's not like all or nothing. It's at the end of the day, it's a belt. It's something that eventually we all gonna lose it. We all gonna not be a champion anymore. Everybody's gonna forget about it. We can't identify yourself with that. We something beyond that. So, no, not at all.
Okay, and last one from me, not about this event and your fight, but we are also close to see your pal Alex Pereira, first time in the UFC, and I wonder, what do you think, how good he will be in this middleweight division?
I don't know, man. That guy is scary. He's scary with those 4-ounce gloves. Very strong, very powerful, and very dedicated. He's incredible, man. The way he learned things, and it's a guy that this is the first fight in UFC. Probably like little nerves, little everything, but no doubt he's gonna be one of the top contenders very soon.
Okay, thank you, Glover, and best of luck on Saturday.
Right, man.
Hi, Glover. Over there. One more question about Jan, but about Peter Jan. So your expectations and can you please give a prediction for his fight against Sanhagen?
Against who?
Corey Sanhagen. He's fighting for the title against Corey Sanhagen on
Who?
the Peter Jan.
Oh, yeah. I'm so focused in my fight. It's like I know Peter Yan is like he's incredible kid, man. He's amazing fighter. It's like I don't know. I'm so focused in this fight. Usually I would answer that question better if I was not in a card. But just focus in this fight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Glover. It's obviously 7 years since you last fought for this title. There's been some relatively dark days since then. What is it that's kept you motivated and going towards the title shot on Saturday?
The love for the sport, man. I love what I do, and this is the only thing I can do best, is to fight. I can even, people talk to me like retired. I was like, I'm not seeing myself retired. I can not planning, but of course, what I'm gonna do is teach and pass it on. But the passion, man, love for the sport, and when you love something that much, when you want something that much, you gotta figure out how to get it, and that's what I have been doing.
You're going to be fighting 2 days after your 42nd birthday. How long do you think you've got more to go? Because obviously it doesn't all just end on Saturday. What else is there to come from Glover Teixeira?
Don't really care, man. I'm so happy to be here, become a champion. Been fighting almost 20 years now, and that really, don't really matter how long, but how, for sure I'm not want to make any decision right now, but winning this belt, you know, thinking of defending next year. I'm not, you know, this is what comes in my mind right now. But like, I'm not planning like, oh, I wish I can fight, you know, 45, 40, you know, don't really matter. I mean, I think the day, I always say this, you know, I think I'm gonna make that decision in the gym. Maybe because the day that I don't feel motivated anymore to go train, to go after, you know, you'll be like, yeah, man, I'm not feeling like. That's the day that I'm probably gonna call my manager and say, yeah, man, I don't have on me anymore. I'm done. But like, I still got it. I still love it. And who knows? Who knows? Let God make that decision, you know.